Hello everyone, welcome to Today's Diary. I'm hopeful that you have liked our previous video which we have put together on the blockchain, and in that video we have discussed about Ethereum and a Hyperledger, and now we're discussing about the consensus concept which we have in a blockchain. So if you are starting with a blockchain, if you are a beginner to the blockchain, you might have heard about this uh, concept, this topic, or this term very often in a blockchain world. So this become very important for you to understand what is consensus in a blockchain and how it plays out in a blockchain, because this is one of the building block of blockchain. So what we will do in this session and in this video, we will try to make it into two parts. The first part will be, let's try to understand consensus in a general term. Then we will see how this is related to the blockchain. So we have put together this blog which you can just read about. The link here is blockchain tutorials. What is this consensus in a blockchain? So you can just go and read about that also from our website. So let's try to understand what is consensus. Okay, so the same thing which we have explained. So we try to explain consensus is with very basic example which we have in this blog as well. So let's assume there are five kids playing around with some math puzzles. So we have small kids. There are five kids sitting somewhere in a room. They're playing some puzzles. Okay, so one of the kid has given the puzzle to the other four kids, like, okay, solve this piece of puzzle, which is x plus 55 slash 11 is equal to 89. So someone has to guess this number. What should be the x value here? So this is a simple math puzzle which one kid has thrown to other people, and he has put some conditions. The conditions is like that the puzzle has to be solved within 1 minute only. So the person should not take more than 1 minute, and they can use their all the resources which they have. They can use a calculator, their cell phones, their laptop, their desktop, and any other medium which they have with them. And then once this is solved by anyone, so they can raise their hand, they can tell everyone, okay, I have solved this puzzle. So you need not to spend your effort on this one. So what other has to do, they have to go and validate the answer. The answer which is given by the first person, is that correct or not? Okay. And if the answer is correct, then the person who solved the puzzle will get $10. So this is very basic conditions which they have put. Now the puzzle is being thrown by one kid to the other kids. So all four kids try to solve the puzzle now, right? So they will use their all the resources right now to solve this puzzle. And after 30 seconds or 10 seconds, suppose one kid raise a hand, okay, I have solved this puzzle, and the value of x is 84. So now other three kids will stop doing the calculation from their side because the other kid has solved the puzzle. So now the job for other three kids is to validate whether the 84 value which is given, so here it has to be corrected. It should be 84, not 54. So the 84 value which is given by the one kid, is it correct or not? So this validation will be done by other three kids. So once they validate, they will say yes, the value is 84, and then $10 will be given to the person who solved this puzzle. So this looks very basic, right? So this is so now what happened here. So the consensus has reached among the five people, like that the value of x is 84, right? So this is a consensus. So all the parties has come to one agreement that the value of this one is this one. So this is a very basic example to understand consensus. So consensus is an agreement which happened between different parties involved. Now the second part of this post is talking about how this is linked to blockchain. So that we have covered in the last below section. So as we just mentioned in this post as well, so blockchain, as we all aware, blockchain is nothing a chain of blocks, and every block in a blockchain contains some transactions. Okay, so based on the blockchain type, it is Ethereum or Bitcoin, the block size and the block timing get changed. But at very high level, blockchain is nothing a chain of blocks, and every block has a set of transactions stored, right? And in form of market tree. So now the question comes at how these blocks get added to the blockchain. So So blockchain, so the block only get added once it is validated by other nodes. So suppose, let me give you one example. So suppose in the same example, x plus 55 by 11 is equal to 89. So whosoever will solve the puzzle, right, that has to be raise a hand, okay, that I have solved this puzzle, then other has to validate. So same way, whenever we do any kind of transaction in a blockchain, okay, so someone has to validate these transactions. And what happened that after, let's take example of Bitcoin, like in case of Bitcoin, after every 10 minutes a block get created, so that block will have some set of transactions, right? So then the person the person whosoever is adding creating that block, so they have to solve one puzzle basically, right? So they have to create some hash which starting with certain zero values. That is kind of puzzle which they have to solve. They can use their resources, they can use their high RAM computers, their big machines and so on. So they have to solve one puzzle. Once that puzzle is solved, so they have to tell everyone, okay, I have solved this puzzle in the same blockchain. Okay, for this block, this is a puzzle which I have solved, and the value of this block hash is this one. And the other node has to validate, right? So once the validation is successful, then that person who has uh, solved this puzzle, that person will get 12.5 bitcoins. That is a reward basically. So this is how the blocks is being added in a Bitcoin blockchain. So this consensus is playing a very major role in term of blockchain, because the blocks will only get added to blockchain once the consensus is reached, right? So there can be different kind of consensus which we have. There are kind of different algorithms which we have, which we'll discuss in the upcoming sessions, like proof of work, proof of stake, then BFT. There are many. So, but the general concept is consensus that all the parties which are involved has to agree that the hash of this block is this one, then the block will get added to blockchain. So this is the reason this plays a very major role, because everyone has to be on the same page. Everyone has to reach to one consensus that this is the value, and then only the block will get added. So this is a very basic about a consensus. Okay. So this is the very first block, and the next block we will talk about the Benjamin problem which we have, and we will talk about that how it can be solved, and then other consensus algorithm which we have right now on the blockchain. Thanks for watching.